Hello, my soccer universe. Well, it was a terrible weekend for my two teams, the Austrian Bundesliga review and, of course, the Serie A review. It was quite an exciting weekend all over Europe with crazy games in England, in Spain, with three-way title races potentially in Spain and also in Portugal. Is Chelsea the real deal? We also had Forest getting a long-awaited win. I've also decided to change the opener up around a little bit to display some of the teams that performed really well in the 6 leagues that we are talking about. So yes, I would say we dig right in and we'll start in the Eredivisie. After being already the secret winners of the midweek makeup game between Utrecht and Ajax, PSV underlined that they're the class of the league, beating 5th place Twente 6-1 at home, and they were even down 1-0 through Stein in the 10th minute. Well, however, what really impresses me with this PSV squad is how they share the goals. It is then Sabari who scores a brace just before and after half, but before that Noah Lang and Malik Tillman had already set PSV onto the path of winning, and 2 late goals by Ledesma and Pepe make it a super resounding scoreline. I guess there's no question the new and old champions in the Eredivisie will be PSV. The only other one-loss team remains Feyenoord, who had a very hard-fought 3-2 win at RKC Waalwijk. It was 1-1 at the half when Haj Musa right after the half gives Feyenoord the lead, an equalizer in the 72nd minute for Waalwijk. However, 2 minutes later it is Peixao who gives Feyenoord the win. And a big reason why PSV are also now odds-on favorites again to repeat in the league is because Ajax lost at AZ. Fully deservedly so. I mean, the goals came late through Perrot in the 65th and in the 76th, and Lachto gave AZ already 2-0 lead. Hoots in the 81st can only pull one back, but AZ were very good for those 3 points, and Ajax's run towards the top seemingly halted a teeny bit. Just because I have them hanging here on the back, Heerenveen get a 2-1 win at Willem II. All goals came in the 85th minute or later. And Utrecht, with a win in the late game 3-1 at Almere, is probably the only team that is points-wise a little bit up there with PSV, but they're still 7 behind at a 2-0 halftime lead. It were a little bit tense moments when in the 86th minute Almere could pull one back. However, Ohio in stoppage time seals the deal for Utrecht. The Bundesliga round started out with a crazy 3-2 win for Stuttgart. They were 2-0 down in the 48th minute because Union Berlin were very good on dead ball situations. However, it's then Woltemade who in the 51st and the 59th gets the equalizer, especially the 2-2 was a really well taken goal. And then Karasor gets the winner in the 69th minute. Leverkusen get a very hard fought 2-1 win over St. Pauli. Yes, they had a 2-0 halftime lead, had even a third one called off. But then Guilavogui pulls one back for St. Pauli, and there were some tense moments that didn't look that well. Similar story also for Bayern Munich. Had a 1-0 halftime lead through an Upamecano goal. However, it was when Musiala came on that Bayern came alive. Yes, at that time it was already 1-1 thanks to Honsak. Bayern couldn't extend the lead to 3-1 with Musiala getting the first goal, and he seals the deal then in stoppage time with the 4-2. Also on Saturday afternoon, Bremen get an unassuming 1-0 win at last place Bochum, who seem really to be destined to go down. And Usun equalized in the 74th minute salvages a draw for Frankfurt against Augsburg at home. Not good. Frankfurt losing touch with Bayern, but they also look a little bit tired, and I think the winter break cannot come too soon for them. The Saturday evening game, the two Borussias play out a 1-1 draw with Jamie Gittens giving Dortmund the lead. However, shortly thereafter, Kevin Stöger converts a penalty for the draw. Dortmund again very much away from home, a team that is not living up to their reputation. But the team at the moment has to be Wolfsburg, who get their 4th win in a row. They move up into 5th place after a really crazy 4-3 win over Mainz. Mainz had the lead 3 times. 3 times they packed back, and in the last 10 minutes, Jonas Wind scores a brace to give Wolfsburg another win. The Ligue 1 weekend started out with a duel of Champions League teams, and Lille beat Brest convincingly 3-1. Then on Friday evening, it's a second draw in a row for PSG, who just cannot break down Auxerre. Goalie Leon got an unbelievable 10 out of 10 rating in L'Equipe, telling you everything about the outstanding game that he had. Fabian Ruiz scored a goal, but it was called off for an offside. So yeah, PSG creating chances, still not converting. Well, at least Monaco get back on track with a 2-0 home win over Toulouse. Singo and Brel Embolo scoring the 2 goals Relegation threatened Lyon really are hitting great form, getting a 3-0 away win at Angers with Tagliafico, Ryan Cherki and Mikko Tatse, the big star at the moment, scoring the goals. Lens also get a very crucial 2-0 home win over Montpellier, meaning that they stay in contention for European spots. And an 89th minute winner through Simon give Nantes the win in the derby against Rennes, against a 10-man Rennes, because Rennes were playing the entire second half. With a man less, they got an equalizer, was disallowed for a handball that incensed coach Sampoli so much that he, of course, was sent off. Keita Nakamura watch, no goal for him in a 0-0 draw away to Strasbourg. It's a cathedral derby. And OM also go back into second place, level on points with Monaco, 5 behind PSG with a 2-0 away win at Saint-Etienne in a true Ligue 1 classic. It's Adrien Rabiot and a Mason Greenwood rebound on a penalty that give OM their 3 points. At the moment, we may have ourselves a 3-way title race in La Liga, which is quite exciting. But one thing at a time. I want to start with the Friday evening game, Celta beating Mallorca 2-0, stopping Mallorca in the tracks, but also allowing Celta to stay in contention for European spots. Then one of the marquee fixtures of the round was Betis taking on Barcelona. Barcelona not playing well, however, in the first half they do take the lead through Lewandowski, and it seems like Barcelona is seeing this out, but then the changes started. Hansi Flick took off his best players. First of Rafinha, then Dani Olmo, brought on De Jong, and it's De Jong then who gives away a rather soft penalty where in his stride he steps on Roque Jr. The penalty is converted. Hansi Flick is sent off, his first red card of his career, and you thought Barcelona's in trouble. However, yes, he takes off Pedri as well, but Ferran Torres reestablishes Barca's lead. Again, they looked in control. Yes, Betis probably had more chances over the game, but it really seemed like Barcelona is getting that win. And then Diao with his first La Liga goal gets Betis an equalizer. And to make matters worse for Barcelona, Real Madrid get a 3-0 win away to Girona. However, like the match last season, Girona was dominating Real Madrid at the beginning. However, Jude Bellingham gives Real Madrid the go-ahead goal just before the half, and then there was only one winner. Arda Güler and Kylian scoring the other 2 goals. Maybe a sign of good life for Real Madrid. Meanwhile, fellow Madrid side Rayo Vallecano get a 1-0 away win at Valencia, and they score from a corner kick, which is something they hadn't done in a very, very long time. We also had successes for the 2 Basque Giants. Real Sociedad go to Leganés. Brais Mendes already in the 14th minute scores for La Real, and then late on it is Barrenechea and Oyarzabal with 2 late goals that secure the deal. And in a pretty huge matchup between Athletic Club and Villarreal, it is the Basques that win 2-0, meaning Athletic Club solidify their 4th spot in the table. Goals were scored by Paredes and Iñaki Williams. A goal by Gay that would have equalized for Villarreal was called for an offside, but overall Athletic Club underlying that they're one of the better teams in Spain this season. And for a while it seems like Atletico Madrid cannot take advantage of Barcelona's slip. However, they do get the win in a crazy 4-3 win over Sevilla. Rodrigo de Paul gave Atletico the lead. However, then Sevilla with 3 shots on goal score 3 times. Luque Bacchio, Romero and Sanchez. It's 3-1 in the 57th minute. However, Griezmann just 5 minutes later pulls one back. Lino gets in the 79th equalizer, and it's Griezmann himself who scores the winner in what is potentially his last season for Atletico Madrid. Can he deliver another title? A quite exciting Premier League weekend started out with the postponement of the Merseyside derby due to storms. Probably better to be on the safe side. It would have been the last derby at Goodison Park. Now it will happen later in the season. Be it as it may, Villa, thanks to Jean Duran, who starts instead of Ollie Watkins, get a narrow 1-0 win over Southampton, stopping their losing streak. Meanwhile, Brentford are one of the informed teams, beating Newcastle 4-2 at home. They twice took the lead in the first half, twice they packed back. In the second half, it's Collins and Kevin Schade that secured a win for the Bees. Oliver Glasner has figured out that if you outwork Manchester City, they can be gotten at. And gotten at they did. 2-2 at home, twice they took the lead, Haaland and Lewis then twice packed back, but City cannot find a winner. In fact, they even reduced to 10 men because Rico Lewis got sent off, controversially so. Then Forest get their first win at Old Trafford in 30 years. It's a 3-2 away win, and Amorim's side definitely has a lot of work to do to get better. Milenkovic gives Forest already the lead in the second minute. Rasmus Højlund can equalize, a controversial celebration afterwards. After the half, Gibbs White and Chris Wood turn the game into Forest's favor. It's 3-2. Chris Wood becomes the record goal scorer for Forest in the process. Bruno Fernandes pulls one back, however United cannot find an equalizer, and then they even sack their sporting director that they had just acquired with a lot of money from Newcastle. It's absolute madness at United. Once again, Craven Cottage proves to be a bogey ground for Arsenal. It's only 1-1. Raul Jimenez gave Fulham the lead in the first half. Arsenal not looking very good. Saliba gets the equalizer, of course, from a dead ball situation after Havertz cross. Havertz himself, and I think got the go-ahead goal, as was called off for offside. Arsenal cannot break through. More points dropped in the title race. Ipswich were on track to get their first home win of the season, leading 1-0 in the 87th minute thanks to Chaplin goal. However, then it is Unai and Ouattara who turned the game into Bournemouth's favour. Bournemouth, one of those teams that may push even for Europe this season. And a similar story, however, the other way around for Brighton. Brighton led 2-0 at Leicester. It seemed like they're absolutely cruising, and then two Jamie Vardy goals in the 86th and in the 91st minute salvaged the draw for Leicester. The game of the weekend surely was Chelsea's 4-3 win at Spurs. What a crazy game it was, because defensive errors, individual errors, gave Spurs a very early 2-0 lead through Solanke and Kulusevski. However, Chelsea really showed that they are one of the teams that you have to take serious these seasons. Jadon Sancho gets them back into the game with a wonderful strike in the 70th minute, and then they had Spurs very much on the back foot. In the second half, it's two Palmer penalties and an Enzo Fernandez shot that turned the game around for Chelsea. Very late on, Son pulled one back, but this was more or less all Chelsea all the time. What impresses me with them is that they have actually two squads this season. One for Europe, one for the Premier League, and that might be dangerous. I'm not saying that Chelsea is ready for a title push, but if they continue that form, now they've cut the lead to Liverpool. Liverpool has a game in hand, but watch out for Chelsea. They might finish top 4 easily. And then in a classic El Sacico, the losing manager will get most likely the sack. West Ham beat Wolves 2-1 at home. However, it was all about Mikel Antonio, who had a horrific car crash. And of course, the win was dedicated to Mikel Antonio, who is probably out for at least a year at the moment. Souček and Bowen scoring the goals in the win. Ever since Coach Amorim left Sporting, they are on a losing streak. It is unbelievable. Last week's loss to Santa Clara was probably just about defensible. However, losing at Moreirense when you have an XG of 1.89 compared to 0.3 of their opposition, that is something else. You even had the lead through Gyökeres penalty in the 11th minute. However, in the first half, Moreirense turned it around. And it's little consolation that Braga only managed a 2-2 at home to Estoril despite having a 2-0 lead. And Porto also managed only a 1-1 draw at Famalicão, with Samu getting the equalizer in the 51st minute, having a goal chalked off later on. However, Famalicão also missing a penalty, because Benfica get the win over Vitória de Guimarães at home. Aktioglu scoring the goal in the 29th minute. And if Benfica now win their game in hand at Nacional, Benfica are ahead of Sporting. That was never really in the cards. Really, really crazy stuff. The other surprise team of the season, and also the Eagles if you would like, Santa Clara, continued a good run with a 1-0 over Rio Ave. So, please drop a line below. How did you see the games this weekend, and where do you think the leagues are going? I will talk to you soon about more things in my soccer universe. Bye. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are some videos and playlists that you may enjoy too. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the little bell icon so you get notified whenever something happens in my soccer universe. And with that, have a wonderful day. Bye!